I think Bunny at the beginning had some motivation issues. The team atmosphere changed a lot between last split and this split, and I don't think he actually like got the memo in a sense. And when that happened, we were bringing in other support because I think it's kind of to motivate, and also he's one of, I would say, the least experienced players on the team, and we want to make sure that he catches up to speed, or like the support that we have is able to keep up and like be as good as the rest of the team. And like if you look at all the players on the team, Impact is like world champion, Meteos, Sneaky, and Jensen have all participated at Worlds, and Bunny is kind of green in a sense because of his lack of experience, and we will have to make sure that he's at least putting in a good amount of effort, and whatever support we pick is putting in a lot of effort in order to like improve and be as good as possible.
We forced the play because like if we had no flashes and they had flashes, it wouldn't be good. But if we forced Rom and Kindred flash for free, and so going bot, even if Karma TP's bot, like sure there's a tiny chance he gets like a million kills, but more likely than not he'll just waste his TP, go bot, and then he'll just be like free farming and their TP's down.
I think you'd only TP if it was like super tragic.
Well, I think we've improved a lot over the last week. It's been up and down. Sometimes it's a little rough because we're trying to find out how we're supposed to work together and what each of our roles are in the team. So I think that takes a lot of getting used to. And I would say this week it's clicked pretty well. We've been doing really well in scrims, not really dropping many games. And then when we do lose games, I think it was just purely something that got totally screwed over instead of just everyone not doing their part. Whereas before, I think we played like CJ or something, we lost like 6 games in a row. So we were trying to figure out what really went wrong. And I think it actually helped us a lot, just losing all the games in a row. It just really made us feel like we sucked and we had to fix everything that was going wrong. So I think now we're in a pretty good position. Hopefully we can keep it up.
All right, Jensen, go see how many numbers you can get. Wait, what is it? Kachichale?
Yeah.
Kachichale?
Things you don't say in a swarm of people. You have like a million tries. You're bound to get one of them. Is that the rule of percentages? Probably a solid 80%.
Yeah. Oh, the perfect amount. I think 16, isn't it? No, like for Tip, they don't have contracts. He's only 16. Like he can't play for any team.
What are you talking about?
Contracts.
What? Shut the fuck up.
Kill yourself.
Actually, everywhere. I'm pretty sure every single mall in the continental U.S. has it. Korea has it apparently.
It's pretty massive.
It's not the only thing that's massive.
It's massive, yes, sir. Please explain.
Whip it out.
What do you want me to whip out?
Please show the crowd.
Communication have improved a lot because at the start of the week, when we first came to Korea, some people were still not communicating very well, but I think Reaper has really helped us with that aspect. Like he's really going hard on people who are not communicating, like just letting them know like you have to do this and this and this. This is what you have to do as your role, and it's just improving like a lot. Like everyone's talking now and we're just looking better and better as time goes on.
From when I started playing competitive League of Legends, the change has been like night and day. When I first started, I didn't know how to play the game. Like even though I thought I did, it was really just mechanics. That's all I really had. I've been trying to slowly fix my flaws and they've actually been improving quite a bit. I am Andy Smoothie Ta, and I'm currently trying out for the support position for Cloud9. No flashes, top in jungle. You go to lane, I'll stop him from doing his blue.
I don't have a flash though.
Their top camps are up for game with this also.
Essentially, we did a really large change to this roster. We replaced 60% of the active players on the starting roster. And because I was making such a large change, I wanted to change some of the dynamic and the work ethic that we had. Not to say that the old work ethic was bad, but it could be improved. And I really needed to see that that our staff, the people that support Cloud9, are fully respected from the players. And what happened was that I was seeing that some of the old mentality of the team was still present with the team when we got here to Korea, and that in order to get the level of respect and hard work that I still needed to see with this team, we needed to bring on Smoothie to shake things up a little bit. And so the decision was made, and it was something that, of course, again, is always hard, but it was necessary to get Cloud9 to where it needs to be.
The game main swap was pretty good. 네, 그 이후에 but afterwards
저 탑에서 한번 싸움할 때 있잖아.
탑에서 싸움할 때 when you guys were fighting top lane
여기까지 되게 좋았단 말이야.
until there it was good. Just wait until Impact says go. Basically. One who can't TP.
The TPers should be the ones that call go.
Yeah.
Just because, like, if they can't TP because of their laner, like, they should just say no.
Yeah.
Wait.
There was a cancelled TP because Trundle canceled it, I think.
No. Impact had his flash and TP on the other keys.
Oh yeah, I was looking
Yeah, that's why that tilted the shit out of him because he tried to TP and he flashed. Yeah, legit.
When I first came to Korea and played with Cloud9, my experience was pretty bad, despite it being either Bunny or myself playing. But I didn't really let it affect me, because while we're here, our main purpose of just being here is just to learn. So being upset about losing a game instead of looking over your mistakes and fixing your mistakes is really invaluable, and it's not worth worrying about, instead just looking over and improving for next time. So my relationship with Bunny was actually pretty good from the start. He's a really good guy, really nice guy, and he reached out to me and started talking to me first, and it was really easy to get along with. As for the gameplay aspect, we usually just split the scrims half and half, and we would always just watch over each other and see how each other played. And I definitely think that we both took things from each other, and we both taught each other really valuable skills in the game.
Working with Smoothie is actually really nice. It's kind of similar. I did last split with High, which I really enjoyed. After games or whatever, we record our games and we kind of point out spots where it's hey, I think I would have done this here. What do you think about that? And it's kind of nice just seeing a different perspective on the game. And I feel like you learn a lot more that way. And it's honestly just nice having them around.
자기 방에 걸?
What do you mean cat?
안녕하세요. 청소년 선수 서리즈입니다.
Wait, can we just ask some
can.
$3.
I don't have cash.
누가 쓰려고요? 얘도 하고 저도 하고. 여기 검사도 해주시나요? 그럼요. 시험 검사요? They can do your items as well. So you don't want anything too expensive? Whatever. 상관없어요. 상관없대요. 가볍고 좋아요. 검사인데. Look like one Harry Potter.
Nah, I don't like it when it's so thin here.
옥상에서 굉장히 가벼워요. Super light. 블랙도 있고. I have a black one too. try this one too. Yeah, flexible.
국산 좋아요. 가격 대비. 하나, two round.
너무 동그랗대요.
그거 좋아요. 그거 이제 나중에 조절하면 되고. 편할 거예요. 그거 커서 저런 거 써요. 우리나라에서 조금씩 달려야 되는데.
It says since you have a relatively high nose, thick ones are better for you.
Have a high nose.
Like compared to Koreans, I guess. I don't know, dude.
Feels bad, man.
Looks alright.
Yeah, maybe I'll get these probably.
Those?
So, okay. They're not too big.
You can keep looking too.
어때요?
괜찮은 것 같아요.
괜찮죠?
형이랑 술을 마시고 내가 말을 했잖아. 근데 나 게임 좀 할게. 갈 거면은 빨리 가자고 했잖아. 아니 잠깐만. 갈 거면은 빨리 가자고 했잖아. 근데 왜 게임하고 있어? 같이 쓰겠지? 뭐야? 그래서 갈 거야 말 거야? 빨리 정해 빨리. 안 갈게요. 안 간다고? 이걸로 하면 선택지가 없는데? 안 간다는 선택지가 없는데 기분 나쁠 것 같은데 이거. 그걸로 내가 한 대 때려서 하나 깨졌어 지금 벌써. 여러분 실험해볼까? 해볼까? 원영이 머리가 얼마나 단단한지. 개 단단하네. 잠깐만 게임 좀 하자고 제발.
환경은 옛날 SKT 때 같은 팀원이었고 그냥 친한 형, 그 이후로도 친한 형이었고 지금 코치로서 만나게 됐는데 잘하시는 것 같아요. 피글렛 형이랑 연락하고 벤기 형이랑 연락하는데 이상혁은 아주 가끔 연락하고 만두 형 아예 연락 안 해요. 저는 뭐 기분은 나쁘진 않았어요. 솔직히 팀원들이랑 코치분들 다 마음에 들었는데 좀 그러니까 프론트에서 제가 좀 실망해가지고 그래가지고 나가게 됐는데 솔직히 딱히 기분 나쁘진 않았어요. 그냥 팀원들을 좀 못 보는 게 좀 아쉬웠긴 했는데 그것 말고 없었던 것 같아요.
아 매우 진짜 인성이 막 이래서 SK 원래 인성 순위가 언영이가 1바예요 알아요? 그 쓰레기 순으로? 언영이, 만두, 상혁이, 나, 뱅기 이거예요. 순서가 매우 잘못된 것 같은데. 와 진짜.
상혁 만두 아니야?
아니 피글렛이 상위권이 아닌 거야. 아니 진짜 맞아요 진짜.
원래 자기가 이성 쓰레기가
야 1, 2등 나 투자나 씨발 내가 걔네들 몰라? 형 진짜로 내가 솔직히 말하는데 그냥 이건 있어. 1위는 얘야. 1등은 얘. 2등은 너야? 인성은 얘. 그러니까 인성 쓰레기가 1등이 얘예요. 2등은 뭐 사람들이 뭐 그렇게 못 믿겠지만 얘가 원래 밖에서 진짜 정치가 이게 얘가 끝도 없어 얘가.
So originally, when Smoothie first came here, it was kind of like, "Hey, Bunny, you're not showing the dedication I originally wanted you to show," and that obviously changed once I knew what was at risk. And when he first originally got here, I was like, "Screw this guy! I'm gonna work hard and take his spot or whatever to get my spot on the team." But now, since we've like been hanging out for the last week or two. He's just a cool guy, plays support like me, and we've been getting along pretty well. And we're kind of approaching it as like we benefit each other in a way. So we're just gonna do whatever we can to make sure C9 wins.
Not knowing who the starting support will be yet is kind of putting pressure on me. But then again, I've been in this position a lot of times in my life, honestly. So I'm hoping for the best, but the expectation. Not expectation, but the result of it being not me is still there, and I'll accept it if it is, for what it is.
우선 버니가 개인적으로 가지고 있는 문제점들이 있어서 스무디를 데리고 와서 트라이아웃을 하고 있는 상황인데 확실히 그 트라이아웃을 하는 기간 동안에 둘 다 모두 부족한 부분이 눈에 보였고 하지만 둘 다 이제 성장하는 모습을 보여줘서 지금은 서로한테 긍정적인 효과를 나타내고 있는 단계다 정도로 생각하고 있어요. 일단 버니 같은 경우에는 굉장히 공격적인 플레이를 좋아하고 플레이를 만드는 거를 상황을 만드는 걸 되게 좋아하는데 그 대신에 그 너무 공격적인 플레이들이 단점이 될 수도 있고 스무디 같은 경우에는 무난하게 정말 서포터가 해줘야 되는 것들을 잘 해주는데 그 대신에 뭔가 라인전에서 터진다든지 어처구니 없는 콜로 뭐 팀을 좀 안 좋은 방향으로 끌고 간다든지 하는 단점이 있어가지고 서로의 장단점은 확실한 것 같아요.
Has he improved, etc.?
I talked to Medias because we went to the gym. I think it's still there, but it's getting better. Like, it's noticeably for me, he's calling a lot less panic, but at the same time, like, Medias still says, like, it was still there.
스무디는 또 어때?
How about Smoothie? What do you think?
So I talked to Smoothie after yesterday's set because he was still being really aggressive in lane and like throwing advantages, getting huge disadvantages in lane. I just basically said like if you have a situation that you're not sure if you're gonna win, high risk, high reward, like just take the low risk, medium reward instead.
That both of them
I think that it helps both of them improve quickly, and they still have a long way to go. But looking at how much they improved from when we started, like there's no comparison, you know.
시작할 때랑 비교해서는 비교 안 돼.
So the support kind of question has been really interesting. You know, I initially brought on Smoothie to try to correct some of the behavior I was seeing with the team, to shake things up. Not really sure what was going to happen. What I did see happen is two guys, Smoothie and Bunny, working extremely hard to be able to be the primary support for this team, under the assumption that within a week or two's time, one of them would be chosen to be the support. What's actually happened is both supports have grown tremendously in their skill and equally, and so there is no clear dominant support between the two of them. They're both learning really fast, and the team is actually working very well with both of them. So we have a situation where two players are learning extremely well. They're growing really fast, and neither one of them is dominant over the other in terms of skill and in terms of ability to play with the team. So it doesn't seem like a good idea for us to actually change the environment and choose one guy arbitrarily. What we're going to do is continue doing what we're doing, and if at any point in time one player looks clearly dominant over the other, then that player would become like the primary support. But for now, they're still learning, they're still growing, they still have a lot to learn, and we're going to keep the current situation working with two supports.
This guy? Looking at Playboy on the job.
Are you bringing your Under Armour?
No.
I'm a Jack.
Can't be that bad.
I'm going with Jack. So you can Jack you on. Jack you on. I can take the Koreans. Oh, Koreanos.
I chose him.
Back dude.
I choose you?
You choose me?
Yo, did you get 10?
Yeah. See?
Legit get a 10?
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
fuck, dude.
I have to spin in the sun a lot.
What? What
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck? Holy shit.
He was
fucking troll as hell.
He went and hung out with the G2 boys.
You literally 10?
Yeah, we're on vacation. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Jensen, did you get the spray tan yet?
Yeah. Oh, he's glowing.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
He's glowing. He's glowing right now.
Holy shit, you've been catching some rays. You're not the same race. Aren't you full Korean?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, me and Impact are half Korean.
Yeah, my god.
Nicky, I love you. You're real. I watch you every night, I promise. Sneaky.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
같이 잘래?
나랑 자자?
Yeah.
같이 잘래? So you want to sleep with me? And then you know? Order you know? Sleep with you.
Someone try by McDonald's. Your card? Yeah. Someone try by McDonald's.
Try to?
Yeah, try. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we can.
일단 오늘 경기할 때 다들 우리 특히 커뮤니케이션적인 부분에서 우리 연습했을 때 배웠던 것들 있잖아.
The things we learned during scrims regarding, especially regarding communication.
싸울 때 싸운다고 말해주고
When
나
you-
뭐 한다고 정보 꼭 주고
When you're fighting, call out, I want to fight, I'm going to fight. And he says, I am going to talk after a pick and ban, but once I get off stage, make sure you talk to each other about how are you going to play the game, what's your plan, are you going to swap, what's their team comp want to do, what does your team comp want to do?
거거든?
Impact will probably have a losing laning phase,
네, 어린이가 잘해줄 거야 아마.
but he will do well.
그러니까 어린이가 잘해주고 나머지 애들도
Impact,
잘해주면은
please do well, and if other guys do well as well,
쉽게 이기겠지?
we should be able to win easily.
You get to vote a whole bunch. 3 times as much, possibly, as we get into game. The battle arena is on fire and we're ready to get in. Cloud9 versus Immortals, and we are on the Rift.
At their core, farm-heavy junglers who can also apply pressure after getting farmed. And now they're kind of set to clash.
There's the Mantra shield. Rainover's getting the tank in. He gets Summoner heal out as well. Hooney's gonna come in and try to do, but he's got no mana on the entry. Hooney goes down, getting way overzealous in the play.
Yeah. Quite get the duration. Oh, they get Sneaky with the teleport.
Oh, the net. He tried to dodge it for a bit of movement. Can he make it to the portal? He could not. The magical journey is taken by Hooney. Parallel convergence is in, and the tempered fate is going to be flashed away by Hooney. He's looking for the kill. They put it down with Pole Belter, and now the tank is on to Rainover. He is gigantic, and they have all day to hang out under this turret. Rainover throws an undertow backwards to pick up a kill for himself, and the next one goes to Hooney, as it is a 5-man Immortal swarm in the bot lane.
But they continue to get big rewards out of the last few, and now they go straight for Baron. It's going to be tricky, though. Bardal can stall it if Cloud9 wants to fight.
Hooney very low. Chrono Break to start the fight. Looks like they are going to tempered fade it. They pull back for now. Adrian gets killed by Baron. Great damage as he was held back by Jensen. Rainover very low to go down. C9 fighting this one well. Impact flashes away, and Jensen's doing what he can. A triple, looking for a quadra from Jensen. Pole Belter's on the left, and they almost know it immediately as he phases away with his distortion. That's the quadra kill for Jensen in the Baron attempt by Immortals.
And look at the regen that Cloud9's been able to get because of those two Ocean Drakes as well. When they fall back to return that fight, they all come back at full health by the time Meteor Assault's back in. Now, Rainover going for a steal. They're just gonna try and kill him.
Oh, he's like, I can hit it, I can do this. Oh, he stole it! Pole Belter came in and added the extra damage necessary. So Immortals not shy at all at this point in the game. They want to be able to pressure what lead they have, be it only 2,000 gold. The pressure is on. Rainover down mid. Emperor's Divide does not push away the Ragnarok. And now they're going to be going for the fight. Impact throws down the cask and it separates them. Rainover in a 5v1, and the team cannot enter the ring with him.
And Hooney ends up well away from the fight. Watch that again. He does finish off Jensen on the backside. So it ends up being 1-4, and I think Jensen going for the game.
Look at this one-man turret here.
Oh,
the
that damage on
pressure.
Sneaky.
Sneaky's gonna go down as well. Pole Belter reroutes from the bottom side. Now they're on to Meteos as he takes the arrow to the face. Or rather a knee, if you will. 37-47 for a while. That's one Nexus turret. Immortals looking for the first game of the series here against Cloud9, who had dominated the Dragons, dominated a bit of the early game, but Immortals able to come back and 41-19 control a solid game and take game one.
Wow. 상대방이 뭘 할지에 대한 예상이 너무 부족했어.
Our calls are good, but we really lacked predicting what the enemy wanted to do. What they wanted to do.
첫 번째 바텀에서 우리 바텀에서 콜 나올 때도 우리가 바텀에서 텔포 있고 뭐 하자라고 했는데 상대방 텔포 2개 있다. 우리 지금 좀 빠져야 되는 거 아니야? 라는 콜 안 나왔잖아.
When we were at bottom, they did double TP on us. We were like, oh, we have TP, but we nobody said they have double TP. We should back out.
그런 콜 안 나왔잖아.
Nobody said that.
이제 그 다음 경기를 할 때는
in the next match.
그 상대방이 뭘 할지에 대한 거에 대한 콜이 좀 더 많이 나오면 충분히 이길 수 있을 것 같아.
He thinks we will be able to win easily if we call more about what the opponent wants to do.
Everything is solved, resolved, and ready to go. And it is going to be even goal, 25 seconds in, but Immortals have one game. Now, let's get back into this.
To fight on the other side of the map, and you force a teleport to come through. They still get the end result. I think that's because Wild Turtle poked his head a little bit too far forward, and now Rainover's ghosting to try and make more happen.
Rainover basically solo Smoothie, who goes to ward the Dark Tri-Brush. This is going to cost Sneaky his life as well, and just like that,
they're getting in here without ward.
Backfired real quick. Now looking for something in the top lane. I like the hold on Impact. He stayed a little bit behind Meteos for the Twisted Advance, ensuring that Wild Turtle could not use Arcane Shift and a Summoner Spell to get out. Now to the mid lane. And it's almost like Immortals just doesn't feel like Cloud9 is roaming. But
because he caught him in a wave clear pattern, so Jensen had to fight back from behind. Wasn't quite able to do it. And a well-earned kill there for Hooney.
Got him close though. See a TP to the top lane. Impact a little deeper on his own turret than he wants to be, and Immortals are continuing to go. Very low mana bars here for Immortals, really relying on auto attacks to get themselves through this fight, and that may hurt just a little too much. There's 2 kills going over to Cloud9, and they're going to pick up Wild Turtle in the end. Meteos is going to bite down on Rek'Sai, and Rainover, the Ragnarok wears off, so the crowd control is going to be there if Cloud9 can put it down, and they may find Pobelter as well. His flash and barrier are up. He's forced to use one of them, but Immortals overstay their welcome a little too much.
Yeah,
it looks like Love is going to be down for that Dragon. Over to Pobelter, the knockups, the crowd control. Something Immortals is lacking, but they will still try to run to the fight. Sneaky is the target. This is what we talked about Rainover also being able to do, but they focus down onto Huni now. Ragnarok's off, and they can just go for the back line every single time. Adrian's not even a thought during the fight.
Flash, but they still have the Karma. This is how they can be so fast. Meteos goes.
Double pop-up for Meteos. Tries to turn around. Eats Chain of Corruption himself. A big CC coming from Immortals. Huni back and forth. The pop-up is Meteos actually takes a different path to get back into the fight, and it's right where Huni goes. They're going to be able to take him down. Jensen now trying to come through the back line as they are tanking. C9 is tanking everything right now to get the rest of the members over, and they're able to push Immortals back right under their own turret. A double kill for Impact. And now they're going to go for Baron, which is going to secure a few more kills on somebody's side. There's the ultimate. It's the Sivir and Karma Mantra Shield to make them in. There's no way Immortals can get away from this one without losing one. They have to turn to fight. Rainover is just turning to save everybody. And Turtle may be left out to dry. Pobelter firing off auto attacks as he moves backward, but it may not be enough. One last crit coming in from Sneaky seems to be the name of the game. And they are able to take down Immortals once again. Turtle inches from the base, Twisted advance in, and Impact roots him down and puts him in the ground. A quadra for Sneaky overall, and they're on the Nexus turrets.
35 kills. Grant Cloud9 their first game victory. Doesn't count yet, though, because that sent us to game 3.
Playing my first game with Cloud9 on the LCS stage was definitely exciting because for me personally, I really like Cloud9 as a team. I think they're a really good org and everything. So the team itself was doing extremely well with either me or Bunny. So I was really excited and pretty confident going into the games, even versus pretty tough opponents like Immortals. I had some confidence, but I didn't really expect the next game to be easy by any means or anything. I felt like they kind of messed up on their draft a little bit, and we punished their mistakes pretty well. So yeah, I felt pretty good going into the third game, but I wasn't expecting a sure win. It was just pretty good feeling beating the 17-1 gods of last split or whatever.
The fan poll as we get into the matchup, our third and final game of this series as it has gone 1-1. Immortals with the first win, Cloud9 with a demanding second win, a dominating I should say. And now we're into game 3. Both teams have had a chance to see the pitches come down the plate. What are they going to swing at this time? We're on the Rift, and we're going to see what happens. This time Immortals has a better way to deal with it. Here, the top lane.
He's got jungler help.
A little bit of love. Level 4 versus 4. Flash from Impact. He should have a pillar soon to get these guys off him, but he's going to flash in.
Get him.
Stuns him down. First blood going over to Rainover on Rek'Sai as they chase with the flash on Impact.
Yeah.
The little things don't change. Rainover helping out Huni in that top lane. Almost living there together. A great arrow. Huni's definitely going to live on this one. He's level 6. He's going to ult, but he doesn't go in for any further damage other than swinging that. And he won't be able to get it on Wind Slash.
Keep chasing. Adrian is here.
It extends his range. Huni could still lock something down here. That's going to wear off quite shortly. The flash engage from Adrian. Impact's going to be walking out of this, but it looks like Rainover could actually follow up on that bottom kill as well. Jensen should go down, and they are not letting up. Rainover gets the Chilling Smite out. A fantastic pillar, forcing the flash, but securing the kill for Rainover.
Jensen got it.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be the final auto that takes it down. The TP coming in. Huni feels like he has the chase. The Q didn't actually hit, so he probably feels even more happy about it. Wind Slash comes out, but the W's there. What a pillar from Impact! Can he stop it from happening? No, he can't. But he
now
can
Huni might
try
be able to get away.
to help it. It's going to actually be Sneaky coming around, so he either has the Ardent Blaze into Piercing Light or Relentless pursuits himself into range. He has the kill off of the tag from the Culling, which is nice because he hasn't seen much action all game. The first kill just for getting the tag. Even though you may not ban it next game, but these are the options that the Immortals came into the season with in spring and went 17-1.
Literally another initiation being attempted here. Jensen around the back. No Huni yet.
The cast really didn't do much to do damage. It just separated the fight, but still gives Immortals time to look around. The focus on Turtle is so much right now, and it's going to be Pobelter and Turtle going down first. Cloud9 is lasting through this fight somehow, and that's going to be a kill onto Huni. They finally take down Meteos, but it leaves enough Cloud9 members up to continue the fight and start to trample down Immortals in the top lane. Pings to the mid.
You could even think from DPS perspective might be close, even though it's 3 items to 4.5. But they do still have a bit of the buff. What the heck is going on with his size? Here they go.
Able to get rain over. Impact was quite big, but the Chaos Storm coming out of Pobelter gives him the double kill, looking for Meteos on the triple. Rainover's actually going to go down in this fight as Huni tries to take down Impact. That'll be shortly done. And now they're going to try and close in on Jensen. He will not take down Wild Turtle alone. And they look to clean up Cloud9 in a complete ace, upwards of 60 seconds on the starting death timers. And Immortals have the map to themselves. That Jensen was on the front line, quickly burst out, nothing that could happen for him, and Cloud9's trying to go for broke on one last push towards Immortals. Huni is just standing in the midst of a huge battle with 3 members of Cloud9. Smoothie's gonna go down to Wild Turtle, pretty much takes him out solo. They're on to the Nexus, and Immortals will take down Cloud9 for their first series of the summer split.
Hey, if they want to go 17-1 again,
After our first loss against Immortals, I wasn't really too down about it because it did feel like we put up a pretty good fight and we did a lot of things right. You know, we had a few I felt like we had a few crucial mistakes in the game. You know, in the beginning, we wasted our TP and suicided 4 people bot, which that's a massive mistake. It's a compound of a lot of mistakes together that can really set you behind. But even through that, we still managed to have a pretty good game, and then we had another huge mistake where we started Baron without me having Smite with the intent of turning, but then we got the Baron way too low, so they were able to actually run in and steal it. So I felt like we just made some avoidable, crucial mistakes against Immortals, but it was still a close game, so I felt like we could win the series even though we didn't win game 1.
I think after Korea, we all expected us to be really, really good and like even go ahead and like I actually expect us to stomp Immortals, but I realized when we got back that our scrims were really bad and it felt like the stuff we learned weren't really being applied. I think we had a lot of issues like sickness, jet lag, and it kind of felt like we weren't on our game and we were playing differently, so that's kind of how it went. Like I think one mistake from either of the team could have like changed the series, but I think we could have definitely played better.
Vote using hashtag FOXWin or hashtag Cloud9Win. And we'll take a look at those votes as we load onto the Rift for this game number 1 between Echo Fox and Cloud9.
On that Vladimir, he could be able to just burst him down. Keith doesn't have very many items yet. Jensen's actually going in for him in the top lane.
And Trunk down to half health. Meanwhile, there's action on the Big. He's forced to flash over the wall as 3 members of Cloud9 catch up. Keith is caught. Impact teleports in. Kill secured as he's able to lock down Keith. Impact trading with KFO in the bottom is doing some good damage, but right now Jensen is 1v3 as Keith looks for revenge. The Storm Raider Surge pops, but the Proto Belt can't get him out. Oh, Ignite implies grievous wounds, and despite some good damage, Keith gets that kill. And oh, the catch on the KFO. Smoothie's catching up as well. Flash is used, but KFO makes it out.
Yeah, really like the fact that Hard was not messing around and he instantly flashed on a Jensen before he'd be able to escape.
There's no
KFO
flash.
in a lot of trouble now. Gets the move speed. He's got to be able to juke this.
Meteos has the tunnel. He's going for the tunnel.
Point blank, baby. He rushed combat effectiveness right away. Now he's gone for Sightstone since he's recognized that he's a little bit ahead.
So Meteos very strong in this. As you can see, a pause has been called. But Echo Fox have got some time now to sit.
So, how do you watch the game? For those of you who watch the game, there was a 10-minute pause during the game. So, let me give you the backstory behind that pause. So, as soon as the pause started, this insanely loud beep started in our headsets. It was so cripplingly loud. Like the kind of shit that would make you want to throw off your headset. And so, you're not allowed to talk during pauses, so we're all just sitting there just going, what the fuck's going on? And it just kept going, this loud beep, non-stop. And then the only thing the ref said is, do not take off your headsets, we're working on it. And so I was like, what the fuck? So for like 5 minutes, we just have to sit through this extremely loud beep. We can't talk to our teammates. We can't take off our headsets. We can't mute it, nothing. Just getting absolutely ear fucked by this beep. Then 5 minutes go by, and the beep changes to just extremely loud white noise, like just as bad as the beep. So for another 5 minutes, we just, basically it was the entire pause, we're being ear raped by extremely loud noise, and the only thing we've been told is do not take off your headsets by the ref. So as soon as the pause ended, I had the worst headache of my life, straight migraine status, and I don't think any of us could even play anymore. We were just tilted beyond belief.
Ricochet off on the wave. That's kind of Froggen's job, because outside of the Sivir, the wave clear on Cloud9, at least as far as preventing hits on the turret, is diminished. And there we go. Froggen takes Sneaky's threat out a little bit to get a few more hits down on the turret, and the pressure mounts.
That's exactly what you were talking about. Zone Sneaky away. Even without minions, Echo Fox were able to get it. Hard knocks Meteos away. There's a teleport from Impact. Smoothie gets knocked in, and Meteos chases forward. Cloud9 cannot find the engagement. And all the while this is happening, KFO has been split pushing and keeping Jensen occupied.
Cloud9 hasn't been able to get it, and they're going to be getting their 5th turret of the game. That's now a 3 turret advantage over Cloud9.
Very strong mid-game spike for Echo Fox. But he's still able to get out as Echo Fox are undaunted.
Yeah, and
Meteos going in. Knock up onto Froggen. He's burned low, but he's got so many shields. Meteos is going to be locked down, and Impact is in the back line. Meteos drops to Keith. Impact trying to disrupt as best he can, while KFO is holding 1 versus 3. He drops the grand challenge for an execution. Some healing. Jensen again goes down. A triple kill for Keith as Echo Fox clean that up.
Would they go for more? It's just Sneaky and Smoothie right here.
20 seconds before Jensen's up 10 for Impact, but they're trying for it. They're on to the Nexus turret number 1. Smoothie going to go. I have no idea where Meteos just goes. He's trying to catch the minion wave, but it's too far. The Nexus turret is going down. The Nexus is laid bare, and Echo Fox are trying to drop it. Smoothie is dead. Finally, Meteos catches back in. But the Nexus is dropped, and Echo Fox defeat Cloud9.
It doesn't matter. You just need to go and smash your heads in.
만약에 다음 경기에도 뭔가 그렇게 하면 일단 때려 바꿔줘. 지더라도.
If you're gonna lose, then just engage first before you even lose. Like just do something about it.
알겠지? 일단은 첫 번째.
That's the first thing.
경기에 집중하고.
Focus on the game.
두 번째.
Number 2.
그 우리 어제 131 와드 한 거 있지.
Remember the 131 wards yesterday?
그 블라디 쪽에 하는 게.
그거,
we didn't do that.
그거 잘해줘야 돼.
We need to do that. Like we didn't do that this game. He says.
왜냐면 우리가 초반에 되게 유리했거든.
We were super ahead.
그래서 할 수 있었어 분명히.
We could have done it.
근데 이번 게임에서는 그거 집중해서 생각하면서 하고.
Focus on that. Think about that.
세 번째는.
And third,
이겨 그냥.
just win.
We'll check in with your responses in just a few minutes. And let's see if this game has as explosive an ending as the previous one did.
Yeah, and
20 Fufu drops the tunnel, and the arrow will hit.
Beautiful gank.
He's locked down, forced to flash, but Meteos catches up. Heal was already used. Tempered Fate finds Big. They're going to look for one and follow up on the second. First blood for Sneaky as Jensen roams up. Big is going to drop 2 kills. Cloud9 miss, but here comes the rest of Cloud9. Remember, he doesn't have any flash, gets knocked up. He's going to end up going down to Sneaky, and Big is going to follow. Even the recall from Jensen as he picks up another kill. It's 4-0 for Cloud9. Dual lane's going to stay there. Teleport available for Froggen, but there's action as Big finds a snare.
Nice stun. They're going to turn it.
Locks down Big. Meteos has to get out. Cocoon is going to find him. They're under the turret. They're diving it. Froggen's coming in. Hard can reset with the repel. And in fact, it's Big taking the turret. He goes down. Meteos gets it. Misplay from Echo Fox. They're not even able to get Sneaky just yet. Finally, he drops, but Froggen drops back in. He's still got turret aggro. He goes down. Triple kill to Meteos and 4 kills for Cloud9.
Yeah, they actually don't even have the deep wards for Impact to teleport in on right now, but they're going for a fight. This is the 5v5. Impact's behind. Here we go.
Oh, arrow finds Big, separating him. Oh, the Tempered Fate will reset onto Keith. He's chased up and locked down. He will go down. No, he flashes on the far side. Impact is in the front as it's Chaos. Meteos trying to get some action, but he's so low, forced to back out of the fight. Impact finally going to slay Keith as Sneaky has been untouched. It was a 5v5 as everyone teleported in, but oh, Jensen is going off. He finds a kill on the far side. It's 5v3 right now.
They've killed Froggen. They have the Baron up still, and they catch Keith again.
Yeah, an arrow onto Keith. He is destroyed. Flash from Sneaky. Doesn't even need that turn aggro. That's going to be another kill onto KFO. They're on the Nexus itself. They're going to take us to a Game 3 against Echo Fox.
Yeah, and overall very well played by Cloud9, especially from the duo.
뭐 크게 부담은 없고 늘 우리가 하던 대로 연습한 대로 열심히 하다 보면 이기지 않을까라고 생각하고 있어요. 뭐 게임 안에서 긴장해서 실수를 하진 않을까, 우리가 연습한 대로 잘 안 되진 않을까 이런 걱정을 하지 뭐 제가 못하진 않을까 뭐 이런 걱정은 안 하는 것 같아요.
This, our final game of the day between Echo Fox and Cloud9. It's Game 3, and we are loading onto the Rift right now.
Yeah, so a lot of deferred power here for Echo Fox, but like the immediate strength of Cloud9 is really, really strong. He actually no flash right here. I think KFO is dead.
Yeah, KFO is currently level 3. Oh my goodness, he's going to be slaughtered. Meteos gets first blood. Echo Fox, we're looking for the tier 2 on the bottom side. Here comes a teleport from KFO, still level 4, but Cloud9 are already on the other side. They're going to try diving Impact. KFO has no flash, but currently Keith has aggro. He's snared under the turret and knocked back in. Oh, almost goes down. And Impact is able to turn it around with some help from Jensen. Meteos finds Froggen, and Jensen, meanwhile, did get that kill onto KFO. Big gets caught on top of it. Jensen is 2-0. Vision now from Echo Fox. It's already
And the
to
teleport
play. Will
from
they be able
Malka.
to
This is
make
great.
it in time? Hard is there, drops the cast early. Arrow threads the needle onto Fox. Meteos is able to lock him down. Bunny Fufu is doing some big damage along with Sneaky as Cloud9 pick off the wounded members of Echo Fox. Impact flashes. He gets the snare. It's 2 members of Echo Fox dead. Cloud9 might need to make up their mind on which they want to go for. He can teleport these from Impact to secure it. That's Baron buff for Cloud9. Arrow is going to hit Keith. Bunny Fufu's right there. The knockup stacks on top. He needs one auto attack and finds it. He goes down. It's 2 kills for Cloud9. It's 5v3 with the Baron buff.
Yeah, and that's the value of that Ashe pick for Cloud9.
They do have the enhanced recall. Echo Fox have got to stop this. The flash
They want the
engage.
win.
They could be looking for the win right now. Keith is destroyed again. This guy cannot catch a break.
Yeah, and they still have Baron and Power Minis, but at the same time, they gotta be careful actually because KFO is killing the Nexus turrets on the other side.
And KFO split pushing
No
hard.
one's been able to get
Damage.
back.
They're turning onto Froggen. He's trying to buy some time.
No.
KFO is on the second one.
Baron and
Cloud9.
powered recalls are real, so they can get back. They just need to take the time.
Yeah, Hard is able to
Jensen made
disrupt
it
one.
back.
Impact. Oh, he actually turns it around. Jensen is back. He's going to be able to get KFO off of this. And now Cloud9 are going to turn around. KFO is dead. That's an ace. And Cloud9 win their first series of the NALCS Summer Split.
You got things like, and they went for blue, right? And the one thing that I was thinking is like, pretty I was like, yeah, it's fun. Good time.
What was the interview? Was it like
Side stage.
Side stage.
Siren. He asked about like Smoothie and Bunny. I didn't really know what to say for that. I was just like, well, you know, they're both like pretty good. They're both learning a lot. No, like I said, they just bring different strengths and they're like helping each other out. We all just want to get better as a team or something. It's good. I said like, if we lose with one, we try the other guy, see if it goes better.
I actually talked to
You know, I have to tie his shoes. I have to actually tie his shoes. Like, I don't know how to do it. Tell him, what's the word for Korean word for fly? Kanji.
That was the other half.
Shiva kanji. Fucking swag. Don't smile, don't smile. Thanks.
Sure, it's
I'm not correct.
I'm sleeping. Oh, nice. Thanks, Spectre.
sometimes
It'll be a
nice
nice
when you really what's up.
You guys?
But I sleep.
Oh.
But I need sleep. You guys.
I need medicine.
You need medicine?
Let's go home.
What type of medicine?
Just sleeping.
I think Korean Bootcamp was definitely helpful to us because coming into the Korean Bootcamp, we were pretty clueless, and I think we were losing majority of the scrims, and we weren't really playing well as a team. And as the season, as the bootcamp progressed, we all came together, I would say, and we actually started beating the top teams pretty convincingly, and we had a pretty good win rate, I would say. So I think the bootcamp helped us a lot, but I don't know if we lost it or we've just been a bit shaky lately, but we haven't been playing like we did in the Korean bootcamp, but hopefully we can pick it back.
뭐 우선은 그 전날에도 경기를 졌는데 그 다음날에 바로 1경기를 지고 나서 분명히 압박감이나 부담감을 느낄 수밖에 없는 상황이었는데 거기서 내가 했던 말은 그냥 전 게임 진 거는 잊어버리고 앞으로 2게임 이기면 어차피 우리가 이기는 거니까 그냥 이기라고 말을 했었는데, 그리고 난 너네들 믿는다고, 이길 수 있다고 충분히 그렇게 말했고, 초반에 우리가 더 강하게 나갈 수 있고 더 주도권을 잡고 있었으니까 1경기에도 2경기에도 똑같이 하라고 말을 했고 이겼어요. 그게 다예요.